Doug Lehman, breaking it down in layman's terms. Today I've got a special guest, a true sales leader out there. In fact, he helps people become better sales leaders in management and the executive level. Hardworking sales managers becoming great leaders. He motivates, he mobilizes, and he multiplies a lot of techniques for sales leadership. Bill Zipp from Corvallis, Oregon. Welcome in layman's terms.
Hey, thanks, Doug. It's good to be able to chat with you today.
Well, it's good to finally connect with you virtually. I know we connected through LinkedIn and through the Sales Experts channel, but I've had a chance to check out your website, and you really hone in on leadership and training sales executives and leaders to become better leaders. What is kind of like your ideal client in the training space? If you could just elaborate a little bit on that.
Yeah. So I work with heads of sales in mid-size and larger companies. And these heads of sales have been given the mandate of 20% growth year over year. And they go out to fulfill that mandate. And maybe the first year they get a little bit of a bump, and then everything flatlines or goes backwards. And there's a specific reason why that happens, because most sales leaders use kind of an outside-in approach and not an inside-out approach to developing sales.
We're having that both inside and outside sales approach. And speaking of sales approaches, you've got a great playbook out there. And I should have mentioned you are an accomplished author as well, but the Ultimate Sales Manager Playbook. Can you talk a little bit about when that started? And I see there's video content through the book as well. I'm very intrigued about the playbook.
Yeah, so as I started working with heads of sales, I began to discover that they'd come on board and get this quick bump, and then everything would start flatlining and moving backwards because they use this process-first approach, and they use KPIs and more headcount and more meetings and more calls and what I call hitting the more button, but they wouldn't get more. And I wanted to solve that problem. And the inside-out approach, we help with leadership development and coaching and helping people become their very, very best through inside out, hitting the why button, helping people be motivated with their core drivers, be coached to become the very best version of their sales self, and then duplicating that over and over again. And that's the inside out approach. And it's the only thing that will produce sustained sales success, not just a good quarter or two.
Well, you use the phrase or the words motivate, mobilize, and multiply. But I love the inside and outside angle as well. And the playbook is a great thing. And I've had an opportunity to go over to your YouTube channel, and you're highlighting chapters in your book through video, which I'm truly passionate about. Are there any other special projects that you're going on right now? I know you're putting the video content out. We're in this virtual world. Anything else that you're working on right now, Bill?
Well, so originally, before COVID hit us all, what I would do is I'd get in a room with a dozen or two sales leaders, and we'd stir the pot all day and have follow-up webinars and follow-up online. So there's always been a virtual piece to what I do. But now with extreme customization, what I'm trying to do is get in the hands of every sales manager the playbook, and then teach them either in very small groups, so the actual learning takes place, or one-on-one, how to do these things real and practical, and bring the very best out of your sales managers, out of your salespeople through your sales managers, through this inside out, motivate, mobilize, and then multiply that success year after year.
Well, I find it fascinating. I also find it fascinating about your background. You've got an extensive background in commercial radio, and selling into media is a tough, I won't say tough racket, but it can be very challenging. And obviously, that's motivated you to look inside and outside on what you're doing training leaders today. Is there anything else that you would like to add for our audience before we close this out, Bill?
I believe that every salesperson deserves to have a great sales manager. Salespeople are the frontline soldiers in the economy today. And so many times they have a bad sales manager that doesn't inspire them to do their best work. And I want to change all that. I want to help every salesperson have a great sales manager so their career and their life is a raging success. And that's my mission.
Well, I love it, Bill. And I encourage our audience out there to check out Bill Zipp and his website and his company leadership link and a whole lot more. And the playbook he has as well. And just the great wealth of information, leadership and blogging. Bill, I want to thank you for coming on in layman's terms. And I want to thank my audience out there for social watching.